Welcome, stoner friends. This is Two Stoned Detectives.
A true crime podcast.
Welcome to our second episode, you guys.
Welcome.
We made it.
I'm Yaya,
And I'm Sandy.
and today is a good one. We got another doozy for you guys. Another unsolved mystery. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, this case is wild. So many different stories, so many theories. It was just too many people in that household that night. So we're just gonna dive right into it. The case is about Tamla Horsford. Tamla Horsford was born October 10th, 1978. She's a Libra sister. Libra. She was born in St. Vincent, which is in the Caribbean islands. She was a mother of 5 boys and a stepmom to a daughter from her husband's previous marriage. She originally moved to the Bronx, then she met her husband Lee in Florida. Later, the family moved to Cummings, Georgia, located in Forsyth County. This county has a long history of racism. As of now, the county is dominated by a white majority, with only 4% of the county's population being people of color.
That is crazy. Tamala was a smart, beautiful mother. She was described to have a larger-than-life personality. She was loving, she was kind, charismatic, and she was super friendly. She was a stay-home mom. She was super devoted to her family and very involved in the school's boys and their sports activities. Her husband once said in an interview that she was constantly running up and down the field with a bullhorn, and her favorite quote was, "Can't stop greatness."
That's awesome.
He's such a badass. She was a proactive football mom, and this is where she would meet her deacon friends who invited Tamla to a slumber party gathering on November 3rd, 2018. Unfortunately, Tamla would later be discovered by Jean's aunt, Madeline, dead in the backyard of John's home in the morning of November 4th, 2018.
Wow. So let's talk about the events that took place that night at John's house. First of all, Stacy was one of Tamla's closest friends at the party, and she also knew John fairly well because all three have boys who play football together. Everyone else that was at the party, Tam either met for the first time or met a handful of time before that. Stacy was the host and arranged the slumber party for John's birthday. According to interviews, she sent out the evites to all of John's friends, and the plan was to watch the LSU and Alabama college football game. Everyone was told to BYOB, bring appetizers, and they also had the option to sleep over because John said she did not want anyone driving or Ubering home. The party was supposed.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
The party was supposed to be an all-girls event, but it turned out that Stacy's husband and John's boyfriend also attended the gathering.
So Stacy plans this slumber party the same day of her sister's gender reveal party?
Yes.
That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Like, who has the time and energy for all of that shit?
To host 2 parties.
2 fucking parties.
So Stacy claims the reveal party was earlier that day, and so she was so tired by the time she made it to John's house, to set up, because you have to set up decorations, food, put out the food, drinks, everything, which is interesting that she planned both parties on the same day.
Like, and they have kids. Tom and Stacy have kids because in John's interview, something that she mentioned like really stuck with me. She was like, "Oh, I think they came a little later because I think Tom had to get the kids together." So you plan this slumber party, this gender reveal party, found somewhere to leave your kids at
all day.
I don't know. That's no me cae bien.
Show us the receipts, Stacy.
I don't like that shit. But Tamla had expressed to Lee that she really didn't want to go to this party, but she decided that she'll go because she didn't really want to make them feel bad. Before leaving her family, she did cook them dinner and she made them a breakfast casserole for the next following day. That to me like shows me how much she loves her family, because to me cooking is love. Like you put a lot of love into cooking. So for her to take time to do that,
Agreed.
right? Like she want to take care
Yeah.
of her boy, she want to take care of her family. It's just wild.
Mhm.
The day of the party, John was out all day. She came home around 7-ish to Stacy, Nicole, and Madeline all setting up for the party.
Okay.
Tamla texted John and Stacy and let them know that she was going to be a little late, and she arrived around 8:30. She changed
Okay.
her clothes. She put her PJs. They were like these white onesies with like paw prints all over it.
So cute.
So cute, so freaking cute. Tamla met Marcy, Sarah, and Nicole for the first time that night. Everyone she had met before. They partied the weekend before at a Halloween carving event. Everyone said she was energetic, excited to be there, happy to be there. No one really mentioned that she was loose or a mess, just happy to be there. Happy to
Mhm.
be there. She had brought a bottle of tequila from Mexico as a gift for John,
Okay.
which he didn't appreciate because she says she does not drink tequila. Like, as soon as she saw the bottle, she was like, oh no, like, I will not
How does she have friends?
drink.
She is. We ready.
Yo, we are so ready. So we see Tamla hugging people, smiling, even pictures of Tamla like playfully on top of Bridget. The guest that did have a little bit too much was Jennifer, who has a history of alcohol. She did receive a DUI in the past, so no one was shocked that she was hammered.
There's video of that. It's you want some comedy relief? Go check it out.
Like all in the air and stuff. It's crazy. During the party, Tamla went outside a couple times to the deck to smoke cigarettes. Madeline and Stacy were both smoking weed with Tamla outside at the beginning of the night. So we know that Miss Madeline
Mhm.
did get down with the crowd on what she was doing. So John saw them and she got really upset. She made them stop and she reminded Tamala that she couldn't smoke because Jose was a pretrial probation officer in Forsyth at the time. The first time that she told Tamala that she couldn't smoke was the weekend before.
The carving
Yeah,
weekends, the
'cause she
Halloween carving event.
yeah, they were smoking there. They were at the bottom deck. It was
I'm sure Auntie Madeline was there again.
it was her, and I wanna say that it was Tamla, her friend Diane, and the aunt. Them 3 were down there.
Mm-mm.
Yup. Um, at one point of the night, Jose and Tom come up to eat. Madeline had made gumbo for everyone, and
Okay.
she asked the guys to go out and get ice at the gas station because they were out. I will say
Mm.
that running out of ice is hard for me to believe because I've been and I've planned parties, and one of like the things on the list that is up there is ice.
Yeah.
You're gonna make sure you have some fucking ice.
If you see a video of when they're singing happy birthday to John, there's so much food in that counter, pots, everything. Like they had a good select. Tell me you're not gonna get 2 bags of ice. Uh-uh.
Makes no sense. I don't believe it.
Receipts.
I
Receipts.
don't believe it. The night continued, and all the women and the dudes, they end up staying up there watching the game. And the aunt, she ends up going to bed around 9:30, and her room is in the basement of the house. Like blocked
Okay.
out. She said she couldn't handle it anymore and just went to bed.
Yeah, she has that app where it plays nature music, and she says she was listening to rain all night.
She didn't hear.
During the night, Tamla FaceTimed Lee and her kids. Everyone said hello to her kids and daughter. Lee said that it appeared that Tam was having a very good time. Cell phone records of Tam's call to her stepdaughter shows that it was placed around midnight. Paula was the last one to arrive at the party at 10, even though John repeatedly says in her interviews that Tam was the last to arrive. No, it wasn't. It was Paula.
If I'm invited to a slumber party and I'm like planning to sleep over and I decide not to stay, something happened. Something like gave me the that made me want to go home. You know what I mean?
Especially after having a good time.
Yes, that's
It's like,
what's crazy. Everyone's saying that she was good, that she was happy to be there. So what the fuck happened that she
I
wanted
agree
to
with
leave,
you. Something had to happen for her to want to leave.
right?
So Stacy said she will put her phone, this is before they went up to bed. Stacy said she would put her phone downstairs next to Tam's before going to bed, saying our phones can sleep together. And they laughed, hugged, and said she was going out for that Tam was going out for a smoke, then going to bed. Stacy and Tam claimed to have gone to bed. Stacy and Tom, I'm sorry, claimed to have gone to bed at 1:30-ish. And John and Jose said they went to bed at 1:37. Um, Not that it matters, but well, it kind of matters because they could have been jealous of her.
Mm.
Even the neighbor said, "Oh, what a beautiful." I wish I could play it. The neighbor was like, She was a beautiful woman," and that John, I don't even want to say it. I don't know if you heard that interview. That shit was funny. That neighbor was going in.
He was going in. She sure was. She sure was. He was like, "Yeah, come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. This is my oasis. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah."
Oh, yes.
She was like, "Oh, you know who got a ring camera? Peggy."
Peggy. Yeah, she's like, Peggy, no, not that house across the street. The one right next to it. She's got a ring. She sees everything.
Yo, that shit was funny because she was like, because I know she was just like, you know who got a ring camera? Peggy. I just know that's how she was. Like you could hear the
The
sassiness.
cop was like rushing her, like, yeah, we'll get her info. Yeah, we'll get her bullshit.
Yo, but she
Bullshit,
was like,
yo.
oh my gosh, she was really like fighting for Tamla. She was like, I
Yeah.
hope there's justice. I hope they find something out. Like she really was rooting to get this solved.
Yeah.
That was
Mhm.
crazy. But back to the story. I mean the case.
Another 2-hour video. Because we're just getting started.
Yeah. So y'all better have little breaks because it's gonna be a long ride. So Tamla and Bridget, they are the only ones staying up, hanging out, talking in the kitchen. Bridget decided that she was not going to spend the night, and she was up with Tamla waiting for her husband to pick her up. She said that she has really bad anxiety and she had to sleep with one eye open if she was to stay the night at her friend's house.
Okay.
I think that's strange. Why would you feel uncomfortable to sleep at your friend's
We
house?
don't even trust John.
That
That says a lot.
That is wild. In the interview, though, something really interesting that John said about Bridget in the kitchen was that Bridget was cleaning up in the kitchen. And that is good to have Bridget at a party because Bridget cleans up so she doesn't have to interact with people.
What's wrong with this woman? Oh my god.
It's crazy, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. At some point, Jose went to get his charger that was left downstairs in the theater room. So when he went back upstairs, the staircase is close to the kitchen. He said he saw Tamla in the kitchen by herself, and she was eating gumbo. Bridget said she left around 1:47, and John said that Tamla said she was gonna finish her gumbo, smoke a cigarette, then go to bed. But I think everyone said, not everyone, like
They all had the same story,
Bridget,
right?
yeah, Bridget and Jose. Well, Jose was like, "Oh, I'm not really sure if she was waiting for someone to pick her up or if she was gonna stay."
Oh, another thing. Sorry to interrupt. He saw her. He said he saw her in the kitchen eating gumbo, right?
Mhm, mhm,
But he wasn't sure if she was going to be picked up.
mhm,
So she was found in her PJs.
mhm. Without a jacket.
So
Some
why would you think she's being picked up if she's still in her PJs? What you talking about?
mm.
Right?
And also, remember how we mentioned that she's from the Caribbean? She
Yeah.
was known to always be
Be
cold.
cold. I
Always
could feel
be
that. Mhm.
She was outside without a jacket was really weird to them because she's known for always to be cold.
Yeah.
That's
Wear
weird, right?
shoes, right? Because it's cold. You want your shoes on.
Yeah.
She had no
Without
shoes on.
a jacket. It's the night.
She was found in her PJs, no only socks.
Mhm, only socks.
Huh.
Bueno.
Bueno. So unfortunately, she never made it up to bed that night.
Tito.
Jean has a security system where it notifies when the front and back door opens and closes. The system appears the same for both front and back camera based on the notifications you get for all the cameras, front and back. And
Mhm.
that shows on the screenshots.
Okay.
Anyway, the system records the front door opening and closing at 1:47, which is consistent with Bridget's account of leaving the home. Bridget claims she leaves at 1:47, so you see a screenshot to match up Bridget's story. Okay?
Mhm.
Then at 1:49, the back door, which is the balcony door or the deck, opened and closed at 1:49 and it closed again at 1:50. This is the time they're saying that that's when Tamla stepped out for her cigarette.
Hmm.
Instead, instead the person who walked in. So, here's my thing. What I was think when I was looking at these notifications, what I was thinking about was how do you know how would you know for sure? You're only going by word of mouth. How would you know for sure that Bridget was the one to have left at 1:47 when that front door opened and closed? Why couldn't it have been someone, an outsider, just coming inside to the home at that time?
It's really funny you say that because in John's interview, she mentioned that everyone around the state or like around the world. Hold on. She said, oh my God, what did she say? I can't find it. I cannot
Okay.
find it.
I'm gonna light this joint real quick because this is getting deep.
It's getting crazy. But John said that a lot of pretty not word for word, but John said that a lot of people have the password to her garage door.
Garage?
Yeah. So I know that's not the front door that you're talking about. I mean, it's I know
Oh, no. No, but then there's also notifications of the garage door
like
opening and closing at 1:39 and at 1:40 and closing opening at 1:40 and closing again at 1:40. What was going around is a lot of activity going around at this time.
mhm,
Not to mention this is around the same time that it is said Tamla's time of death, around the same time,
1:30. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
1:30.
1:30.
We got the receipts. What happened at 1:57 then? If Tamla did fall from the balcony when she went out for her cigarette at 1:49 or 1:50, why did it open again at 1:57 if she didn't come back inside?
Mhm, 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 mhm. Yes, yes,
What?
yes. Who
What's the
opened?
157 about?
Who fucking opened the door, bro? Holy shit!
So
Shit.
again, there was a lot of activity going on in the garage door opening at 1:39. It closed at 1:40. The garage door opened again at 1:40 and never closed again for the rest of the night in mid-November. Well, November 3rd. Still cold. And how is it possible if Bridget and Tam were the only two to be allegedly up at this time, right?
Mhm.
It's possible it is possible for more party goers that could have came and entered the house at this time. That can also be said, but the police never questioned this. They just went by the stories that they were told. They went by the account. Oh, this stamp pertains to this person leaving. This stamp pertains to, but no footage. No footage.
And they'll be fucked up if there were intruders and they did get Tamla and John is covering that shit. That's that's pretty
That's
fucked up.
again, that's another possibility, and the cops just didn't care about that.
That's wild. That is wild, 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 wild. Jose mentioned that John has a security camera, but for some reason, it just happened to happen. The
Of
cameras were dead at
course.
the time. Like, what a coincidence. They were
What
dead at
a
the time.
coincidence.
Yep. And apparently, John's aunt, she was cleaning and like misplaced the cord, and John didn't bother to look for the cord because she wasn't concerned at the time.
That's what I was trying to say. Hold up. This
Uh-huh.
is the same camera system. It's the same system. You could use the same cord for the other front camera for this one.
Mm-hmm. But wait, oh, I guess you need the cord to charge it. Never mind. Just to charge it. Like,
Right.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have to charge them both at the same time. Charge
Uh-huh.
one at one time, the other one.
Yep, yep. I was just thinking something else. Never mind. Sorry. But it's
Okay.
so true. I don't know. I just think it's bullshit that the camera wasn't working because there was no footage found, like whatsoever. They weren't able to get any footage of the front cameras, even though they were working at the time. The first recorded footage was November 8th, 4 days later, bro.
Everything else gone. Deleted.
Why
Delete,
wouldn't they
delete, delete.
go to the neighbors? Why wouldn't they ask the neighbors for their camera?
They could have seen who was walking in the house, walking out,
They could, y'all,
to
they
corroborate the stories of these people.
like it was handed to them. Like it was like here, like you could have this and figure it out.
Mm. On Sunday morning, the next day, John's security system had a notification that the front door opened at 4:10 a.m. The first party goer leaves the scene. As per all accounts, everyone says the same thing, that 4:10 corresponds to Marcy leaving at this time. It is said that Marcy left at this time because she set her alarm at 5 a.m. But no one told her that your phone automatically updates when there's daylight saving time. You don't have to go back and set your phone to the current time. It would automatically update for you.
Mhm.
But she said she set her alarm at 5. So how do you set your alarm at 5 and leave at 4? Okay. No, when the authorities questioned her again about this, about why she left at 4 in the morning, she said that she may have gotten up before her alarm went off. Okay. Or she may have set it for 4 o'clock. She doesn't remember. This was so long ago. You know, this is their stories. Marcy said that her shift did not begin. Also, her shift did not begin at Coach till 10:30. So why would you leave that early?
Why did you want to go?
Why'd you want to go? John's statement with the GBI is that Marcy woke. No, John says that Marcy woke up at 4 because her shift started at 6. It's just too many lies. No one can get their timeline straight. And it's also interesting for some things they're unsure about. But when it relates to Tam and what happened that night and what was she doing. Everyone knew exactly what was she doing that night, what was she drinking, and where she was.
Mhm.
Oh, for that, you guys are 100% sure of, right?
Facts on that. But everything else, I don't remember. Red
Oh,
flag.
she was the only one at the balcony. She was the only one that smoked. Oh, she brought a tequila bottle. Oh, mm-mm.
That's
That is shady as hell. Stacy and the next people to leave was next person to leave was Paula, who was the last one to arrive at the party, and she left sometime around 7:30, she says. Then Stacy and Tom said that they left between 8 to 8:30. Okay. If John's front camera had been working, again, we would be able to, corroborate these
Mhm.
statements. Everyone conveniently left before Auntie Madeline got up in the morning to discover Tam's body. And what I want to play is John's account of Madeline's story of when how she discovered Tam.
Of food, they didn't leave, so they stayed up here. And then my aunt always goes outside to see the weather because she's still adjusting to you're safe now, adjusting to Georgia weather. So according to her, she went outside, saw Tam, came inside, washed her face and prayed because I guess she thought she was seeing things, and then went back out there and saw Tam. She said she came upstairs and knocked. I didn't hear her the first time. I heard the second time. Right. Woke us up and she said, I need Jose. And I could just tell by the tone of her voice and her face that it was bad. So he pulled on his shorts and he started coming down and he hollered at me, get your phone. I couldn't even tell you unless we pulled the security for the door if I came out this door or the basement. Like, it just a whirlwind. And then when I got down there, I stayed on the gravel because I could see it like it's still surreal. But do you know? But yes, I know she did that night. And but if you're getting me on the record, when you talk to other people, Diane, Nicoya, Kulahars, or whatever, when she spoke with Paula, this was not said to me, so just so you follow up, she asked Paula, do you know if she did coke or anything else? And Paula said, not that I know of. I don't even know that I was unaware that she even did that. So that's the only mention I heard of that. But to be honest, that made my head think. She drank that much tequila and that's a depressant. And pot's a depressant, but if you did that, you could drink tequila and still be. She always had that much.
You see how this bitch is still trying to create a narrative
anything of it.
That
and I don't want to speak negative because she's a good woman and
something else could have happened that night. First, it was she could have just jumped off the balcony, this and that. Now she's trying to say that she's like, if you're putting me for the record, someone said that she did coke, but don't say, like that's her attitude.
It's
Like,
so random that she would bring up coke. Like in all the interviews that I listened, no one brought that up. She was the only one. So like
he brought it up to try to like say, oh, if you're going to, I'm just telling you what I heard. Like, you know how girls,
yeah,
say, oh, I'm just telling you what I heard. But
playing telephone.
what? Out of here. So you heard John said that Madeline went outside and that's how she discovered the body and went back inside. But Madeline's account, based on her interviews with the GBI, was that she woke up between 8 and 8:30 when she went to get the coffee maker started and she stared out the window. Then she saw Tam laying outside on the grass. And the first thing she said was that she got on her knees and said a prayer. Okay, that one thing is the same, but everything else was
Mhm.
she looked out the window. She wasn't out there. That makes a big difference. How are you going to say she was out there when she didn't go out there?
Yeah.
Um,
Telling.
And so she got on her knees, said a prayer because she must have been feeling praying for her niece, her fucking murdering ass niece.
Yep.
That's who you pray for.
Don't
So,
get me caught.
and then she knocked on Jean's door, but there was no answer. But she heard water running. You see how John left that out?
Mm-hmm.
That the water running. Okay. She goes back downstairs to look at Tam one more time because she said that she could be seeing things. And then she runs back upstairs to John's room because this isn't important at all. Like between all of these ups and downs, you could have called 911.
Yes. Oh
You
my.
have the fucking app. You have the nature app. You have a phone to
Yes.
dial 911. So instead, she goes, and the first thing she says when John opens the door is, I need to speak to Jose. Why? That's your friend.
I would be like, why do you need to speak to him? Speak to me.
Wow, like no urgency.
And like, it's my
Dude,
house. It's my house, bitch. Speak to
exactly.
the fuck.
Your niece's own house. Who the fuck is Jose? Okay.
Don't
Yo.
even get me started on that herb.
We'll get there. We'll
He's
get
a
there.
fucking herb, yo. And to be called a herb is a lie. You a
That's
fucking
the pigeon. John said, should I bring my phone? And Jose was like, yeah, you should bring your phone.
herb. She's like, should I call 911?
Oh my God. It is reported that Madeline finds Tamla around 8:45 a.m. John and Jose head downstairs. The 911 call was placed at 8:59 a.m. So if you went downstairs, right, to
Mhm.
check on the body, you're
Yeah.
gonna stare at it for 15 minutes before you call 911.
No? Like, that's wild. What are you doing within those 14 minutes? Like, what are you guys prepping? That's weird. That's
It's
weird.
fucking weird. 14 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, it's a very long time. 14 minutes, like working out 15 minutes on a treadmill. Fuck,
Yeah, you try working out for 14 minutes. Tell me if it's not a long time.
you know, like just even lifting weights for a couple minutes, you're just there like, how many more do I need to do? Well, fuck that.
So,
We should play the 911 call. Wow.
sorry, 8:59. Okay.
Nah. So
We're gonna play the 911 call.
yeah, we're gonna play the 911 call, and we want you guys to just listen. Listen to the urgency. Listen to how serious and how worried they sound, okay? They cared about their friend, Tamla.
Forsyth County 911. Hi, yes, I need an ambulance and the police to my home. What's the address? 4450 Woodlet Court. 4450 Woodlake? Woodlet. Woodlet, okay. Alright, 4450 Woodlet Court. What is your name? My name is John Myers, Jeanne. Okay, and your phone number is 609. Yes, okay, what's going on? We had people over last night when we were drinking. Most of us went to bed. One of them stayed on the balcony. She was drinking, and we just went outside, and she's laying face down in the backyard. It looks like I'm guessing maybe she fell off the balcony, but she's stiff. Okay, is she breathing? I don't know if she's face down. Okay, how old is she? 41. Here, hold on.
Hey, this is Jose Barrera.
Hey, have y'all checked to see if she's breathing?
She's not moving one bit. She's not breathing. I just try to assess her, touch her. She's completely face down in the yard. She is stiff.
Okay. Do you know if she,
Work.
do you see any blood or anything where she, are you there?
I am.
Okay.
I thought I was outside.
It's okay. I'm not sure what happened to line there for a second. Do you see any blood or anything to where, from where she fell?
I don't know if I should move her over. I mean, she is completely face down.
Okay. I mean, can you just check and see if she's breathing? If she's not breathing and you know she's gone, then just leave her where she's at. If she, okay.
1 minute.
Did he even check if she was breathing before? Not until now, right?
Like if she's gone, like, you know. This dead air. What is this? What is this?
Someone clipped it.
I'm completely not sure.
Okay, and that's the only blood that you would see?
It was like a something they were talking about.
Whatever I had
Okay.
to say.
Do you know if she was suicidal at all?
I have no clue. I've met her one other time.
There was something that was said.
No, girlfriend said
It was
we
like
were over
a
last night.
script.
Just we were at her birthday party. We're not the woman that we believe to be deceased, but my girlfriend's birthday party. Instead of having everybody go out, she had everyone stay in, and she was the last one I saw before everybody. I mean, everybody was typically put off to bed, and she was the last one in the kitchen. She was just either waiting around for a ride or waiting until the morning.
Okay.
She wasn't the last one though.
How is the word from how far is the deck from the ground?
I would probably say.
Oh, who knows? Good question, operator.
Why was she
20
asked
feet.
that?
Right?
20 feet from where your feet would be on the railing. The railing itself is maybe 3.5.
Failing? Why would you even think of failing?
And what is her name?
I know her name. We call her Tam. I'm assuming that's short for Tammy or Tamra.
Was she there with anyone else?
Her name is Tam Horsford, Horsford, the black female. I don't believe anybody was. My girlfriend has cameras here on the back deck that we can check.
Okay.
That I think would have caught the incident if she fell from here. Again, I don't know. It's hard to say if she fell from the deck or if she was already downstairs. She was the only smoker here, and I'm sorry. There's a lot of information.
Oh my god.
Oh, 1 second. And there is a dead body here.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Just popped out for smoking.
What the fuck?
She was the only smoker. I mean, I'm on the back deck right now, and cigarette lighter, that type of thing are out here.
He's the only smoker, he says.
I'm just trying to see where.
I missed that.
He was the only smoker, she says.
Okay. All right. Are all the people that were there last night, are they still at your house?
Okay.
What?
Okay. There are 4 people that were here last night that are no longer here.
Okay. And they just left this morning, or they leave last night?
Oh, this fucking
Do you know roughly what time each of them left? Like, they completely, I'm assuming. We can check. She's got an alarm system that gives alerts when the doors are open on her phone.
Oh, thanks for giving us your case analysis.
Last time I personally saw Tam was probably about 1 in the morning before I'd gone upstairs to bed.
Okay.
And at that point, she was the only one in the kitchen.
They didn't care about her.
Not one bit. Not one bit. And they just sound calm, like way too calm. You literally just like woke up to a dead body and you're just not freaking out. She's not crying, not begging for anyone to get there fast. Jose couldn't remember her name. Oh, I don't know what it's short for. Yes, you do. And instead of like helping Tamla and performing CPR, the dispatcher kept asking, like, do you feel the pulse? And he just didn't appear to like want to touch her. All he said was, she feels stiff. There was no blood, but he notices a cut on her wrist to create the narrative of suicide. But if you listen to the operator, it's almost like she was helping him, like, right? Like, plant that. I don't know. And like the first thing John says is, oh, everyone was drinking and Tamla was the last one. She was the only one in the balcony.
Yeah.
Like they just
They
start.
wanted to place her there. They
Yeah.
wanted to place her there alone.
They want to create this narrative that it was an accident with him like giving measurements. That's so weird. Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird. Later in the interview, Jose says that initially when he went to go assess Tamla, he went he went through the door of the balcony, and before he actually looked over the balcony to see Tamla, he ends up seeing some cigarettes. He sees a cigarette and a lighter on the ground, and he picks it up, the fucking dumbass, and puts it on the fire pit because he claims to have OCD. Este hombre es muy fino, and he has OCD. Whatever he sees, he picks up. This is what he says. This is what he says. So, but you knew what you were about to see. Because you knew you were going out to the balcony to see Tamla, right?
Wow.
So it makes absolutely no sense. No sense. There was also 2 types of different cigarettes. So that means that Tamla wasn't the only smoker. And all witnesses say that the same story, that she was the only smoker. She was only like a social smoker. She wasn't like an everyday smoker. So I don't, it's hard for me to believe that she had two different types of cigarettes. And Madeline was out there with her. Stacy was out there with her too, right?
Yeah, one of the interviews, I forgot who. There's so many, but they actually were out there smoking with her. I believe it was Marcy.
Mm.
She says that she was out there smoking with her.
Mm-mm. Was she?
According to crime scene reports, the first responders arrived at 9:07. Then drunk Jen said that sometime around 8:50 and 9. Remember, Jen is still at the house.
Mm-hmm.
She said that 8:50 and 9, she was woken up by all the chaos going on in the house. But in other interviews, she claims she texted her boyfriend at 8:48 a.m. to pick her up. The 911 call was placed at 8:45. Sorry, 8:59, but that Tamla's body was discovered at 8:45. So that means she was in the house when she was found. She learned Tam was found outside and wasn't moving yet. Yet she texted her husband to come pick her up. Wouldn't you want to help? No, you want to get the fuck out of here. What is that?
That's so weird. I would
I wanted to stick around and see what's going on. Like,
yeah, hell
if
yeah.
I was in that position, like, say I had nothing to do with what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still would want to stick around and find out what happened.
What happened? Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I gotta turn the light on.
The police first reported that Tamla possibly tripped and fell like on level ground.
Yeah.
Like she probably like tripped over these like landscape edgings. But that would mean that it would be like this big. I don't like you would have to trip hard.
That
Like
makes sense.
right? Like
I
and
sound like that. What's wrong with these cops?
I would like, I've tripped over my own foot before, but never to the point where it's like boom, like that. You know what I mean?
And you die.
And no, I'm still here, guys.
Oh
No, like, it's why
no.
would they it's true, like, what's wrong with these cops? Why would they say that? It's freaking ridiculous, man. Eventually, the police went with the narrative that, she fell off the balcony, that she may have lost her balance, and kind of pushing that it was just a fall. They also believe that she was just so drunk that she leaned over and, went to go puke and lost her balance. We didn't see any puke at the scene. No puke whatsoever. The railing is like 3 feet high, and Tamla was 5'5". Sandy, she measured, right? Like you measured.
Yeah, my basement railing,
Mhm.
which is 3 feet high exactly, and it would go up to my waist. So I would have to get on my tippy toes and actually push my body forward to fall off that railing.
Mhm. How would you think you would land if you fell off the railing?
Not face planted like they say they found her. Absolutely not. Because
Right?
you're going to want to grab on to something. It's just your normal reflexes. That's your first reaction. So falling on the ground face down, planted with your arms to your side, that just, it, it looks like she was placed there.
Yeah, they're like following like true crime movies, like, oh, and the
And
body
the
was
body
found
was
like
moved.
this.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
what?
If you see the picture of her, of the, not the photo, a picture of the stick figure they drew of Tam, you would, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it looks like it was drawn to make it seem that her arm was bent. I don't know. That little stick figure, it doesn't look right to me. I don't know.
Uh,
It's no way. If she would have fell over, I feel like she would have to stand on the railing to like throw herself.
uh-huh.
But she was pretty wasted.
But even so, why wouldn't you lift your arm before impact? Like, what do you want to like
Cover
cover
yourself.
yourself?
Yeah.
But she was
Yep.
found
Mhm.
with her arms to her side.
Mm-mm.
To your wife just died, and they didn't let him go. So
And they called everyone there, right?
yeah, they called everyone back for questioning instead of going to a police station.
Mm-mm.
The case was handled so poorly. There were no autopsy photos taken or provided. And as of late, even after numerous requests from Tamla's family attorney, he even had, I read the letter requesting for the autopsy photos, requesting. None.
They wouldn't budge.
None.
Horrible.
No sexual assault kit was done. There was no finger clippings, nails done, collected for DNA. None of the photos of their photos were taken for evidence. It's interesting enough, the neighbors were never questioned until the GBI reopened the case. That's when they were questioned. And what the neighbors tell the GBI was that during the week Tamla died, people were coming in and out of John's house. They had all this time to cover up their stories, come up with the same game plan. It's just a horrible crime. And
Mm-mm.
they even told the GBI that one of the neighbors have the ring. Oh, we spoke about this.
Yeah, Peggy.
Peggy has the ring. She sees everything.
Peggy. She sure does. She sees everything.
I love that for teaching with neighbors gardening, and they're like, "Oh, guess who I saw? Guess who?" I'm telling you,
Yo, the neighbors know who did it. Imagine.
yo, if the cameras were on and working that night, even if they tried deleting it, news to you, John, That footage is not gone forever.
It's not. It's gonna pop up. It's gonna pop up. Oh God, I really hope they reopen this case and like really dig into it.
God, please.
Mm-mm. So some facts of the police reports and the autopsy. The death was automatically ruled an accident as soon as the cops arrived. The scene was never secured. The case was absolutely not handled properly. Tamla's official cause of death was due to multiple blunt force injury consistent with a fall, matter of death accident. Her time of death was 1:30 a.m. Medical examiners state that there was no evidence of injury that would indicate foul play. I call bullshit on that.
We call bullshit too.
Autopsy reveals blunt force trauma, laceration to wrist, abrasion in forearm, and tip of index finger, lacerations on lower legs, abrasion right side of forehead, upper,
Wow.
yeah, a lot, left upper eyelid, bridge of nose and chin. No fractures of bones in face, nor damage to shoulder, abdomen, or back. There
That's
was
incredible.
also her tongue was also intact. Like her tongue had no like cuts or bites, nothing.
Uh-huh.
I would figure you would bite your tongue if you like fell hard or like hurt your tongue in some way. Ooh, my tongue is getting like watery thinking about like it getting hurt.
I don't know.
That's
That
weird.
shit is wild.
There was a laceration right ventricle of the heart, which means it's a really strong impact that usually occurs if you have a bad car accident and when the airbag pops. That to me tells me someone kicked her or kneed her in the chest for her to like get hurt right there,
Yeah.
right? Severe injuries to her head, neck, and torso. The toxicology report shows blood alcohol 0.24, 3 times the legal driving limit of
Limits.
0.08. That is a lot. She was pretty hammered. But like everyone said, she was having a good time. She wasn't sloppy drunk. She
And
was,
that's only driving.
huh?
That's only like a driving limit.
Yeah.
That's only a driving limit. It's only 0.08.
It's not that bad. But you know, she was having a good time. Who wouldn't get drunk?
And she
And so
probably was already like sobering up too. You don't
she
know
was
that.
eating the gumbo. So she
Yeah.
was
And she
probably just
smoked, and
trying
the weed, when you smoke,
to
mellows you out.
She also had traces of THC and some Xanax in her system. The Xanax wasn't yet in her liver, so she recently had consumed it. Pamela was never known for taking any Xanax. She was not prescribed any Xanax. And the only person that took Xanax was Bridget. Uh, Everyone in the interview stated that Bridget had, well, no one in the interview stated that Bridget had Xanax at the party, but it's mentioned, like in Cruel Intentions, Bridget has a Xanax around her neck.
Wow.
Yeah, she has a necklace of that shit.
Like
And
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
yeah, like her little, that shit is wild, Bridget. But Bridget says that she needs her drugs. So
She sounds like she needs her drugs.
she does sound like she needs her if you guys ever listen to her interviews, you hear like she's gonna crack any minute.
Oh
Any
yeah.
freaking minute. Any minute, bro. So while they're asking her about the Xanax, like without question, Bridget says that she didn't see anyone put anything in Tamla's drink. So that was a red flag to me.
Wait, they didn't ask her anything about putting Xanax in anyone's drink, and she
Mm-mm.
just brought it up.
Yep. That she doesn't give it to anyone, but you know, she didn't see anyone put nothing in Tamla's drink. But no one asked her. Like
I didn't say anyone put.
it I don't know. But she was going all her interview was weird. she was going off about being a mother hen and always having her faculties.
Faculties about her.
Yeah, that kids love her. That at the Halloween carving, she brought this, this tool that just cleans all the guts, and all the kids loved it because it was just so much guts. And even like at one point, the detective was like, "All right, well, we're kind of like getting off track." She would be like, "Oh, what do I need to? What was I doing? Like, what was I saying?" She'll just like forget. She'll just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. Yeah,
That
interview
was
was
a
crazy.
laptop. While everyone is partying, she's on her fucking laptop. She brought her work to the party.
She's all up. Yeah, she had. I'm pretty sure she has like severe anxiety. Like, And
Oh,
also,
not to say anything bad with people with mental issues.
I am
No.
not making fun of that. I'm making fun of Bridget.
And not caring about Tamla, Bridget. Y'all
Yes.
just don't fucking care. So y'all gonna get it.
Yep.
So,
Another thing, there was no photos taken in the autopsy, like at all,
crazy.
which is
Yeah.
required. You need photos to back up what you're saying.
Tamla had a scratch in her forehead. Okay, where's the photos?
Mhm.
Show me the photo. She has a scratch on her forehead.
Yep. Wild.
Anyway, Michelle Graves, who is Tam's close friend, one of her close friends, was originally told Tam died from alcohol poisoning. That was the fucking story. She was convinced something else happened and someone at the party knew something. So she went on social media, tagged all these that were at the party, included names, witnesses, and questioned all their stories. And she put them on blast on Facebook. Her post
Legend.
reached 100,000 views, and Jeannie and all of their asses lawyered up, sued Michelle for defamation and irreparable damage to their character and reputation. Moreover, Jose was fired for accessing information about the case.
This is why he's the heart.
I don't know what the hell, because it is not said exactly what he was looking into, but it must have been something bad that they fired him. And guess what? No legal action was ever. I don't know why I'm smacking my smacking my mouth, but there was no legal action taken. All they did was fire him. No, it was not investigated any further. The fact he was fired means it was not good at all, and it was not no basic shit. He did something.
Or
Also,
maybe like it's not the first time that he did it, right? Maybe he's been caught.
yeah,
Times, right?
possible. They just don't want him to be involved with this case because they know something happened. I'm telling you what.
They know.
I'm telling you what.
Mm-mm.
Also, the head investigator, Michael Christian, he was a corrupt motherfucker and shared photos, details about the case with his girlfriends. He sent pictures of Tam's poor dead body to his girlfriends on Snapchat. He shared all the details about the case. He also shared he actually told his girlfriend that, meanwhile, he's married also. By the way, he's
He
married.
had like 3 little side bitches.
Yep.
He did,
There
right?
was a couple of them because they were also interviewed, and at the interview, they said that they took their phone and destroyed it. They took their phone and destroyed it.
No, I know.
So yeah, an internal investigation was open, but of course, nothing came out of it, and he was forced to resign.
Hold on. All right. As a medical examiner, how in the hell do you corroborate your findings with no fucking pictures? Like it makes no fucking sense. But there's a bunch of red flags that we should definitely go over.
Yeah,
It's just wild.
just too many.
It's too many. You want to go first, or
You go.
So Nicole said that she left at 10:30. But interview says that she was also there when Tamla FaceTimed her daughter. And that was around midnight, according to phone records. So that makes no fucking sense.
Red flag.
Like,
We're both we just had it. Like we're
just so fucking over these bitches.
Stacey and Tom and John did not let Tam go home. They could have asked called her husband immediately or Uber her home. Something must have happened if Tamla wanted to go home. Red flag.
That is a red flag. How do you, like you said, hold someone hostage? Why wouldn't you let her go? That's just so weird. Bridget decides to leave instead of staying over because she didn't want to sleep with one eye open. Stacey, Tom, and Jennifer all leave around the same time, wake up and leave around the same time that her body was discovered. As per neighbors, they saw Stacey walking out with a crock pot. What you got in that crock pot?
The crock pot, Stacey, that it immediately had to leave the house. And you went to the kitchen to get the crock pot. You saw the door open. You had, come on.
Like, come on. You went into the kitchen.
Tamla's time of death and the time of the door opening does not match.
It's not.
The time of the injury states 1:30 a.m. The back door being opened is 1:49. So that's something else. Sorry. So Bridget left at 1:47. John, Jose, and Bridget, they all say that they saw her around that same time. They all corroborate the same story that they saw her around this time.
Mm-hmm. Which puts them in her time of death. Crazy. When I figured that shit out, I almost started fucking crying.
We're fucking detectives.
Yo. Nickelodeon. I'm sorry. Don't sue me. I'm sorry. Flag is Stacey planning a slumber party the same day of her sister's gender reveal
party. Something so intimate personal for a sister.
Mm-hmm.
I want to share that. I assume it's a younger sister because he said college girls.
That makes sense.
Why wouldn't you want to be there for your sister? Why did you plan John's party at the same day?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes no sense. And I can't find anything on this gender reveal party. I've tried to look for pictures, like maybe. I can't.
Cops didn't do shit. There's something like I said, we're fucking detectives. The cops didn't even think of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Jose not remembering anything about John's birthday or her address or where she lived.
In an interview, he's like, "Oh, I don't remember." You remember? How can you not remember?
Oh,
so this was a crazy day. You're always going to remember that day and that address and that location.
Having been somewhere in the same place where someone fucking died, that's a life-changing thing. And if you share that with someone, a girlfriend or boyfriend, you're always going to remember that person. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Always.
Marcy says when she left in the morning, she didn't see the door open. Said all lights were on and the TV was on.
In her interview, she was like, "Oh, I know what's going on is bad, but this is like really traumatizing. Like getting interviewed is what's the worst." She also said that that's the worst, that interview is the worst thing that's happened to her. Someone died, and an interview is the worst thing that happened to you, Marcy. Like get over yourself.
Get over yourself.
Yeah, really. Get over yourself.
John says, "I don't know if Tamla is the only one who smokes marijuana." Meanwhile, Auntie Madeline, your fucking aunt, be hitting that joint, be hitting the pipe. I'm sure she was a hippie, right?
Come on now. They all mentioned that Tamla was the only one at the balcony, yet they were all trying to get the fire pit started because everyone was cold. All of y'all. And remember, they moved the propane can. So, they also said that they kind of, maybe she used that to like throw herself.
Yeah, that she may have tripped that propane tank that was there. Tom had moved it. So you know what's crazy? That they said that she was the only one at the balcony at all times, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they were getting that fire pit started because they were chilling out there. They were smoking and hanging out, according to Tom's interview. And so Tom wanted to get the fire pit going for them, and that's why he changed the freaking propane tank. That's why you saw it near the railing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this whole narrative about her being the only one in the balcony, that's fucking bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Marcy says she hung out on the deck during the party and she had a conversation with Tamla while they smoked. This is in Marcy's interview. That she was hanging with Tamla and they smoked. Okay, so that only not that it's a bad thing, guys, but it only proves that
It puts her out there.
Tamla was not the only one out there smoking. They put her where they wanted her. They're horrible people.
They are.
The neighbor Mary was saying that there's something weird about Jose, that she can't put her finger on what it is. But she mentions after it happens, after the incident happened with Tamla, everyone was at John's house for a week. Just coming in and out of her house.
I don't know. That's so fucking weird.
There's fucking footage. Peggy has a ring. Come on, guys. What the fuck is going on?
Get Peggy's footage.
Get Peggy's footage.
Get her footage. So my theory that I think happened to her, I feel like I have a couple because so many things could have happened that night. But based on what they're saying, she was having a good time. Everything was good. Based on the whole fire pit, everyone was having a good time. We saw footage. So something must have happened. So she must have seen something she didn't like, or someone probably said something to her that made her want to leave. Maybe they were all pretty fucked up. Maybe there were drugs going around and they didn't want Tamla to leave because she knew about the drugs or she took the drugs with them. I don't know. Not saying. I mean, well, they would have found.
coke in her system. So that's what I'm saying. But John wanted to create that narrative.
Yeah.
Like, fuck out of here, bitch.
Like, I think she must have felt some type of way for her to leave. So somebody did something to her.
Yeah, like she went the wrong way.
I also think the whole Xanax thing. Like maybe they put something in her drink and that's why she wanted to leave and they didn't want her to go because they probably would have said something. Tamla probably would have said something.
So I believe too that she was dragged out there. She didn't fall off that balcony. I believe she was placed there. And the reason she was placed there was someone hit her, someone beat her.
Someone did something to her. And especially that injury in her chest. Somebody had to have kicked her.
Case of Tamla Horsford gained media coverage throughout the years, and what is done in darkness will always come to light. I am a true believer in that the truth will always come out. And this case needs to be reopened by the FBI so they can properly investigate this case correctly because it was mishandled 100%. You have to make it make sense.
Yep. I agree. The purpose of the episode, it was to shed light and raise awareness on the obvious inconsistencies around, surrounding this case. We are not real detectives, and in no way are we blaming anyone. We are just passing on information and giving y'all our opinions. But we're also really confident that justice is going to be served in this case. And when that happens, we would keep y'all updated with any details. We love you.